So this year has been interesting. This year I've learned how to be my own nutritionist, my own gym trainer, my own doctor, and best of all, my own therapist. It's not been the most fun ride, but it is what it is, and I've had to make do with my own expertise along with the internet's help, of course. I wanted to give you all some tips on how I've been managing to be okay when nothing's okay. Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know this year has been really uncertain for a lot of us, and I think that collectively we've all been just grieving at the number of things that have been ongoing this year, and I don't want to get too into those right now because this video is about how to be okay, not how to make people feel un-okay. If I may say so myself, I think I've been doing a pretty good job of just being as positive as possible. Obviously, I do have my pretty poopy days, but for the most part, I think I've been managing to keep myself fairly happy. So the very first method that I wanted to talk about that has been helping me immensely is doing my chores. Everybody, do your chores, you guys. I know that for some people it can be quite stressful to do their chores, but for me, it's been quite meditative. And if you're anything like me, this will be super beneficial to you also. So just to give you guys a little bit of background info, I'm a pretty hyper person with a ton of nervous energy left at the end of the day. And if I don't find a way to expend that energy, that just gets converted into me just being more sad than I need to be, even if nothing particularly went wrong in my day. And doing chores has been so meditative for me because I use that time to sit down and process how the day is going, how am I feeling, what can I do to make myself feel better. So it's so therapeutic for me. I know that for some people meditation really works well, and if that works for you, go for it. I just use doing my chores as a replacement for sitting down and meditating because I don't have the patience to sit in one spot. Guys, I move my hands so much even when I'm talking. I'm just in general a very antsy, jittery person. So sitting in one spot and taking deep breaths doesn't work for me, it just makes me more anxious. So when I'm doing my mundane tasks like washing my dishes or doing my laundry or cleaning up my room, because it's so mundane and I've just done it so many times over, my muscle memory just takes over and I'm able to spend all that time just processing how my day is going, how I'm feeling, and if I'm not feeling so good, what I'm going to do about it that day. It helps me become more intentional, if that makes sense. By the way, I do have everything written in my trusty notebook as always, so if I'm looking down, I'm not ignoring you guys, I'm just not making eye contact because I'm reading. So the second method that I wanted to talk about that has been helping me a ton this year is being more intentional. I know that this one is a little bit vague for people because what do you mean by setting intention? But I think just setting an intention at the start of the day, or even when you're in the shower, or again doing one of your chores, like doing something super mundane which allows you to think further, setting an intention at the time for the rest of the day or for even a certain task has been so insanely beneficial for me. For instance, this year I've picked up a couple of small good habits that I'm really effing proud of. I know that these are things that some people just do on the daily in general and it's not a big deal for them, but for me these things are so important. I'm talking about basic stuff, by the way. Like for example, I've really started flossing every day before bed now, and I have a full-fledged skincare routine, and I never took any care of my skin growing up, so this has been so good for me. And some days it's just tedious and I don't want to do it, but just setting an intention behind it every day and reminding myself that, okay, yes, I'm gonna make sure I floss before I go to bed, I'm gonna make sure I do my skincare routine before I go to bed, has been so relaxing. Even though these tasks aren't necessarily relaxing in themselves, just having a little bit of a routine before going to bed has helped me calm down and get ready for bedtime, and also has made me value the concept of being intentional. Being intentional about the smallest habits has been so great. This can vary in magnitude, from getting a big project done at work to the littlest thing like flossing. Even with YouTube, I think I've been super intentional about making sure to post every weekend. I'm not by nature someone that always has good habits. I slip up like a lot of us do, but for some reason this year I've been really good at sitting down, noting down, but for some reason I've managed to become better this year with keeping up with some good habits. And I have to say, just taking a step back, thinking for a minute and being intentional about it has been the reason why. I swear to you guys, there is no other reason why someone like me who's typically not the best with keeping good habits has suddenly become good at keeping 2-3 good habits very consistently for a few months now. So I highly recommend it to you guys. Definitely try it out and start small, and that will motivate you into doing more. Now, my next method is very closely related to the previous one. Do not wait for motivation to happen. This has been a huge game changer for me. I started to do things even if I'm doing them badly in the hopes that motivation will arrive, and then I'll keep doing them over and over again. This applies to all the previous small habits I talked about, but more specifically, this has to do with my YouTube channel. So normally I consider myself a really busy person, and in any other year or month before all this went down this year, I would have never considered starting a YouTube channel, even though I've been on YouTube forever and wanted to do it forever. But this year I decided that even if I'm gonna do it really badly, all I'm gonna focus on for now is just to be consistent and hope that motivation arises and that better content comes with good motivation. And I think that's happening for myself. Obviously, I want to improve even more with the different content that I'm making or the different tools that I use. And as I go on, I'll learn more about it. The hope is to level up every few videos. But so far, I think the main focus for me has been just stay consistent. Just post once a week, the same day. And in the last 5 or 6 videos that I've posted, I think I've done a good job of just being really consistent with the day that I'm posting, even though sometimes I'm not happy with the final result. And that's another thing, that you're not always going to be happy with the final result when you just start out doing something. Nobody starts out being a professional at what they do. The main thing is do it once or twice and 3 times and then say, oh, am I maybe interested in this? Do I want to learn more about this? And if that answer is yes for you, that's it. That's all you need to cultivate that interest further, and motivation will keep coming after that. The last one I wanted to talk about is that I stopped feeling guilty about downtime. Honestly, for so long, I used to think that being ambitious and working hard can't go together with having any downtime. If you have any time off and you're not being productive, oh my god, you're such a failure, you're not doing anything with your life. And then now I've realized how insane that is and how toxic that can be. This year, I've definitely slowed down a lot, especially in the evenings and on the weekend. And I've learned to like myself a little bit more, just spending more time with myself, getting more in tune with who I am on the inside. And that has been amazing. And it's the one good thing that has come out of this year for me. So don't feel so guilty about any downtime that you might take. Take those breaks if you want to. I was about to correct myself and say, oh yeah, you should take as much downtime as you need as long as it's a reasonable amount of time. But who am I to decide how reasonable a break time is for someone else? So take as much time as you need, as your mind needs to recuperate. So I have a little bit of a story here. Once when I was in high school, I was studying really late night for a final, and I was trying to cram so much stuff that I should have just studied earlier on in the year, but I didn't pay too much attention to. And I remember my sister walked in and she was like, you need to go to bed now. And I was just like, no, I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna study and I'm gonna finish all this content. But then you realize that you're gonna go through your whole textbook. What are you gonna retain if you don't take a break? She basically explained to me in such simple terms something that I've taken with me all these years. Basically, she was like, just imagine a table that has a bunch of papers, that has a bunch of books just lying everywhere. It's super messy in there. That's your brain right now. Even though you have all this information, it's all over the place. And then she said, if you take a break and go take a nap or get some good rest, take a whole night's sleep, it's all gonna get sorted out like how it would be in a library, neatly on a shelf, easy for your brain to access when you need it on the exam. I don't know why, but this thing stuck with me, and it's been over 10 years since I've been out of high school, and I think about that really often when I'm stressed and overworking myself. The last thing that has been really helpful for me, and I know will be helpful for you guys, is journaling. I'm leaving this for the end because I'm definitely going to do another video on this once. But basically, over the years, I've been using journaling as a method to cope when I'm feeling really happy or really sad. Whenever I'm feeling extremes of emotions, I'll write that down in my journal. But during this year, I started to journal more frequently. I still don't have a great routine down for it, but that's something I'm really looking forward to doing because it's become so therapeutic for me that I'm looking forward to it, which again just ties in with just do something and then the motivation will keep arising as long as you keep doing it more often. Sorry, this video was a little bit of a mess, you guys, but I'm so glad I finally sat down and filmed this video because I've been meaning to do this for a long time and just give out all the tips, tricks and methods that I've been using. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you're having a great day or night wherever you are.